What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Wednesday edition of The Squeeze. I am your host, Tyler Conium. Welcome back. Day off yesterday. Always nice to take a day away from the board, a day away from the bets. Just watched the Leafs game last night, which was nice, but it always helps me see the board a little bit better, especially coming off a crazy wild card weekend. So welcome back for a Wednesday. Looking at Monday, we went 1-2 officially, down 0.85 units. We hit the Tampa Bay Lightning in 60 minutes for plus 125, but we did lose the other two bets. But if you do follow me on Twitter, I had posted 7 side bets / props. Those went 6-1. There was actually a dude on Twitter. I can't remember his name at the moment, sorry, but he messaged me and said that he took all the things that I recommended on Twitter, parlayed them, and it was like a plus 2,000, and they all hit. So he picked 6 of them. The only one we got wrong was the Buffalo Sabres, but he parlayed the other 6, went 6-0, hit all 6, so that's not going to happen very often. And it's led me to sort of analyzing the way I bet those games, something like it was Vegas, Seattle under, things like that, where I tend to, here I'm always betting a full unit for the most part on 3 games, and then on the side bets and the props tend to be a half unit. And I know I left some money on the table. There was bets I was very confident in. I did the same amount of research as I did for my 3 picks here, but for whatever reason I only fired half unit. So it was an up day overall, down for the 3 official bets that we track, but up overall. So I'm gonna sort of play around with that a little bit and the side bets that I do post for full units. So if you do follow me there, it's at Tyler Conium on Twitter. I do post a lot of stuff there throughout the day. But let's get into today, a Wednesday. I've got 2 NHL bets and 1 NBA bet. We're going to start in the NBA, and also I'm looking at all these. I bet all these last night. All the lines have actually moved in our favor. So the first bet I'm talking about is Charlotte at Houston. 2 terrible teams, 2 really, really bad teams. You've got the Charlotte Hornets that are 11-34 and the Rockets that are 10-34. This game is being played in Houston, where the Rockets are 6-14. Charlotte is 6-18 on the road. So when I bet this last night, I'm taking the Houston Rockets. I bet them at plus 120. That has since moved to plus 110. Still like that, obviously. Still plus money. The Houston Rockets, Kevin Porter Jr. is the only person listed on their injury report. He is questionable for Wednesday, but it is likely that he will play. On the Charlotte Hornet side, still without Hayward, still without Oubre, and Cody Martin is also doubtful for tonight with a knee injury. Both teams are terrible right now. Hornets 0-4 ATS in their last 4. Houston 0-6 in their last 6 ATS. These are terrible teams, so it's kind of a pick'em, and that's why it's going to be a pick'em. So I'm going to err with the home team side here, and with the team that's dealing with a little bit less injuries. Hornets are 4-1 ATS in their last 5, but they're 4-15 in their last 19 meetings in Houston. So obviously Houston's had James Harden. This is dating back to probably Tracy McGrady, to be honest. 20 games, be back 5 years, something like that. Maybe not McGrady, but you know what I'm saying. So I just like the Houston Rockets. I think they've got the better player in Jalen Green. They have lost at least 10 in a row, and Charlotte has lost 8 of their last 10. It's 2 crappy teams. I like the plus money at a home team because they're matched up pretty evenly, so I'm taking the Houston Rockets plus 120 at DraftKings. Shifting to the NHL and staying with plus money, we're going to visit Calgary, where the Colorado Avalanche are visiting the Calgary Flames. So Colorado comes into this game 22-17, 1-2, 11-9 on the road. The Flames are 21-15, 6-3, and 12-7 at home. I like the Colorado Avalanche plus 115 here. I bet this at plus 115. It's gone down to plus 105, but it is still plus money, and I like that. So Calgary 18-27 ATS. They've been terrible against the spread. When you look at Colorado recently, the under has been playing 3-0-1. They played a lot of under games. When it's an under game and a road team, I like the road underdogs when it's an under game because it means it's going to be a close game. Colorado is 54-17 in their last 71 games when their opponent scores 2 goals or less in their previous game. So take that what you will. You might want to use that or you might not. But I do like that number there. Against each other, under is 4-1-1 the last 6 times they've played in Calgary. So again, if it's an under, I tend to like the underdogs when it's an under game. Avalanche are 4-1 the last 5 times they visited Calgary, and they're 8-3 in their last 11 meetings overall. When you look at the injuries, Ritchie is out for Calgary, Killington's out for Calgary, Landeskog is out for Colorado, so dealing with a couple injuries there. Markstrom expected to start for Calgary tonight. He's 13-11 with a 2.81 GA, but only an 8.94 save percentage. So let's roll with the underdogs. Let's roll with the road team here and take the Colorado Avalanche plus money. That's plus 115 at DraftKings. And the last bet of the night, we're going to go to the nation's capital of Ottawa, where the Pittsburgh Penguins will be in town to face the Ottawa Senators. And Pittsburgh comes into this 22-15-6, 10-10 on the road. Ottawa is 19-21. Actually had higher expectations for Ottawa this year than what they've proven to do. They're only 11-10 at home. When you look at Pittsburgh, they are 10-2 in their last 12 games, playing on 1 day's rest. Ottawa is 1-4 in their last 5 overall, so they're on a bit of a slide. Penguins are 5-1 the last 6 times these teams have met. The home team, which is Ottawa tonight, has won predominantly the last little while, but the favorite is 53-26 in their last 79 meetings. So I'm going to take the favorites, which is the Pittsburgh Penguins, minus 120 at FanDuel. I'm going to pay the juice on that. I like the Penguins in this game. I like their goaltending matchup a little bit. Talbot 10-12 with a .906 save percentage. In the head-to-head matchups, they're looking at Pittsburgh 2-0, Pittsburgh 6-4, Ottawa 1-6-3, but then Pittsburgh 7-3, Pittsburgh 5-2, Pittsburgh 5-3. Pittsburgh has dominated this matchup as of late, so I like them to keep that rolling on the road tonight. So let's run down that card one more time. I like the Houston Rockets at home, plus 120 at DraftKings. I like the Colorado Avalanche on the road, plus 115 at DraftKings. And I like the Pittsburgh Penguins on the road, minus 120 at FanDuel. Feel free to drop a comment if you're fading or following. As always, you can follow me on Twitter for more picks and props throughout the day. Audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We're going to start figuring out what I want to do with the New York Giants. We've got a plus 25,000, plus 35,000, plus 50,000 tickets on them to win the Super Bowl, and we can start playing off that. So getting into tomorrow, we'll start discussing, if you're following that, what we're going to do there. So have a great Wednesday, and let's talk sports.